Right, welcome back again, learners, to calculus. In this video, I'm going to show you on how to sketch or how to draw a sketch of a cubic function and try to answer some of the few questions that we have. Okay, now, how do you work this one out? It's a cubic graph. F of x is equal to x cubed minus 8x minus 8x squared plus 5x plus 14. Now, determine the coordinates of the intercepts of f with axis, right? So, which means that we're going to start by saying 7.1.1. We look at the y-intercept where x is equal to 0, for which, if you can check there, if we put 0 there, where there is x in this graph, you're going to get a 14. That's what we're going to get. So which means the y-intercept coordinate, it's 0 is to 14. That's what we have. And then the next thing, we look for x-intercept. Where there's y, we put 0. Where there's y, we put 0. So which means that you're going to say 0 equal to x cubed minus 8x squared plus 5x plus 14. Now, we're going to look for a factor. I know you have many methods to use. You can use synthetic, inspection, long division. I think now, since it's the end time, let's try to find this one. I think this one is a bit easy. You look for a factor. Here you write the coefficient. This is 1. So here you're going to write a 1. You put minus 8. You put a 5. Then you put a 14 there. Okay, what is the factor? Let's press our calculators and then we try to find a factor. Okay, I'm getting a minus 1. So meaning that I'm getting a minus 1. The first thing, you put 1 here. You drop this number which is here up there. Then let's multiply minus 1 times 1. You get a minus 1. When you add them, you get a minus 9. Okay, and then from here, where do we go? You say this times this, you get a positive 9. Okay, when you add them, you get a 14. Then minus 1 times 14, you get minus 14. And this give you 0. So which means the first one here, it's x squared minus 9x plus 14 is equal to 0. With this information, you need to factorize. So this is x and this is x. What are the two numbers when you factorize there? Obvious. I see a 7 and a 2. This is minus and minus. Use quadratic if you are not good in factorizing. So x is equal to 2. And then remember, there's x is equal to minus 1. So what are the answers, guys? It's minus 1 is to 0, 7 is to 0, and 2 is to 0. These are the x-intercept of that graph. Right? I hope we can win on this one. Hope we can win on this one. That is the answer. Now let's go to the next one, 7.1.2. What is it that we can do? Determine the coordinates of the turning point of f. The turning point, remember, f derivative of x is equal to 0. Let's derive up there. It's going to be 3x squared minus 16x plus 5. Okay, is equal to 0. This is what we're having. Let's try to factorize this. When you factorize this, what do you have? I see it's 3x minus 1. And then this should be x. And then the next one, what are we going to have? I think it's minus 5. It's equal to 0. So which means that the value of x is 1 over 3, or x is equal to what? 5. Those are the x's of symmetry. Those are the x values of the turning point. Immediately after doing that, where do we go for, guys? We replace f of 1 over 3. What is the answer? Okay. Okay, f of 1 over 3, what is the answer? I think we are getting 14,81. What about f of 5? Let's press our calculator. F of 5, we're getting a minus 36. So those are the turning points. So how do you write the answer? It should be a coordinate. It should be a coordinate. The answer for this one, it's 1 over 3 is to 14,81. And what is that other one? 5 is to negative 36. So that is the thing. Now the next question is, hence, draw a neat sketch of the graph of f, clearly indicating the turning points and the intercept with the axis. All right. So in this case, we're going to draw our graph. We're going to draw our graph. Let me try to squeeze it here. Let's try to have something there. See what are we having? Okay. Oh, I think my pen is not right. What is happening here? It's failing to do a line. Okay. Right. So I think let's just start something here. Okay. No, it's fine. Okay, now let's start. When you draw, you start with your intercepts. Start with your intercept. What is the y-intercept? It's 14. 14 is here. We put a dot. Let me try to change a pen. But okay, let's start with the numbers. Then we're going to change a pen. This 14,81 is for the turning point. Those are the values of y. Another one this side is minus 36. Okay, and then what are the x-intercepts? We have a 7 somewhere here. Then we also have a what? A 3. Oh, this is 1 over 2 here. And then we also have, what is that? It's a 5 here. I think it's a 5. We also have a 5 somewhere here. On the negative side, what do we have? We have minus 1. All right. So let me change and use a blue. You see where I'm highlighting? That's where your graph should pass. Your graph. Oh, we also have a 2. Yeah. We also have a 2. Okay. Also have, let me put 1 over 3 here. Then we have a 2 there. A 2, that's where your graph should pass. Minus 1, that's where your graph should pass there. Even here, your graph should pass there. Those points are indicated. It's points where the graph should pass. Axis of symmetry, it's 5. So meaning that I'm going to indicate it like this. Look at what I'm doing there. 5 goes with minus 36. So I'm going to put a dot. That's where the graph should pass. Right? Another one. 1 over 3 goes with, yeah, it's here. So this is the point. This is the point where the graph should pass. By checking the points, Vananga, you already know the type of graph. Okay, let's try to let me try to get another pen where the graph, okay, it can show the graph clearly. So when you draw the graph, you follow those points without skipping even a single one. You see, that is the part. You just follow those points. Just that I'm failing to pass through it, but that is the point. You see? All right. That is the type of a graph that we are going to have. Right. And then in that graph, don't forget to show the what? Don't forget to show the what? The x-intercept and the y-intercept of that graph. You must show everything, and also the coordinate of the turning point. You must show everything. Right. Now where do we go for? Let's come this side. Let me erase and create a space so that we can try to answer 7.1.4. Okay. Now, this type of a question, when we talk about the roots in graph, those are easy things that you get full marks always. The first one, use the graph to write down the value of t for which the equation, this one has one real root. When it have one real root, it's easy. If you have this graph, if I draw a line and I want it to have one real root, it should be away from the turning point so that the graph can cut once, you see. So which means that in is 7.1.4 when we talk about one real root. So t should be less than minus 36, or t should be greater than 14.81. That is how you do it. Now, when they say two roots, if we talk about that was one real root. If the question spoke about two real roots, you were going to say t is equal to 30 minus 36, or t is equal to 14.81. You see, when they say three real roots, it should be an interval minus 36 less than t less than 14.81. Don't forget about this. So, but our answer for this one is the one we wrote up there. All right, now let's have this one, which talk about the equation of the tangent. I think this one I spoke a lot about them. That since you only have one coordinate, the first thing that you do, guys, you replace that one in the graph they are talking about. You see, for you to be able to get what, to find y, the other y value. That is what you do. And then let's press our calculator. What is the answer? Remember, remember that this question, when you press your calculator, is going to be giving you a what? 12. So, which means the coordinate is 1 is to 12. So, with this coordinate, remember that first derivative of x is equal to the gradient, which is m. Let's try to check the derivative. Is 3. What is x? You put 1 squared minus 16 into 1. You are looking for m. So tell us, what is the gradient in this case? Obvious, we are getting minus 8 when you press. So we say y is equal to minus 8x plus c. Where there is y, we put 12 is equal to minus 8 into 1 plus c. So so now when you check it, what is the value of c? You say 12 plus 8, it will be 20. Therefore, you give a conclusion. What is the equation? Y is equal to minus x plus 20. That's it, guys. That is how you solve this question. Now, let's go and interpret this cubic function on the next video. All right.